thinking how I can rephrase or how I can put it into words. But yeah, so yun. Yun yung parang pinaka next step ko.
Yeah, you actually mentioned that you are a wellness coach for postpartum, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's pretty much that's something, oh my gosh, that is like so in demand. So I hope that like we'll be able to streamline it more. So today is really going to be very, very interesting. So are you gearing towards having a high value group coaching program as well, or are you more leaning into having a one-on-one kind of thing?
Siguro I'll try muna yung one-on-one because maybe from there I can gauge yung response nung client na makukuha, and maybe do some tweaks, and kung ano man yung feedback nila, maybe you can I can improve, and then hopefully sa next I can implement, parang ganun yung naiisip ko muna. So there's still the parang scared pa din kasi although what I have is um parang alam ko na kung how I will do it, but in terms of yung parang going for the high value ticket, parang di ko pa alam siya. Parang di pa ako ganun ka-confident. But I'm hoping na I'll get more insights from you and from the group members.
Yeah.
Just like yung ginawa kahapon. So they also gave me an idea. So thank you sa sa breakout sesh ko.
Yeah, that is great.
Si Lay, tsaka si Mom Kish, I guess. Tama ba? Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So today really is I'm going to challenge you guys from having one-on-ones into having actually a group coaching program. Now, here's the thing, right? I love challenging my mentees on with regards to what is it really that you believe in, right? Because when you get to challenge yourselves on what is this that you really truly believe in, this is where you get to ask yourself also, like, what is it really that I'm scared of? Why is this the one that I believe in, right? Why do I think that this is the thing that will move the mountains for me, right? Is it going to be congruent as well with what I want? So in an example, right? So Zara, how much do you think would be your one-on-one service? Like on top of your head, how much would you want your one-on-one be?
Siguro lang muna, just a ballpark figure. Maybe I can start muna with 10,000.
10,000 pesos for what is the duration?
Right now, since you mentioned about it's supposed to be a program, pero correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying what's on my mind. Yeah, but yun, parang mga ganon. Tapos siguro I'll try muna. Although we actually have a 21-day program, but to be honest, parang hindi pa ako confident. Parang may ganong moment. Pero in terms of the process, how I do coaching, what are the things that I can teach them or tell them, that I'm confident about that. But I mean, maybe how to offer it, parang ganon. So I don't know. I just wanna get the confidence that you were talking about yesterday. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, my question to you here is, as a postpartum wellness coach, did you actually apply this to any clients already?
Yes. Actually, di ba, we chatted before that's why I told you I really appreciate you reaching out, and I kinda have the idea na yun nga yung parang you were asking about the PCOS, and then when you talked about it on the first day, so I really told myself that I have to niche down. So that's what yun yung naisip ko kagabi actually. So after the session, I was kind of doodling and all ganyan. So but of course, if you could recommend pa na what else, parang ganun. So, parang ano siya, little by little. So, I appreciate all the inputs and yung mga mindset thing din. So, thank you.
Yeah, right. So that is okay. So this is the beauty of having to process things with someone, especially coming from having to have an optical, preview or optical view, not preview, optical view of what is possible, right? So tendency is that women, which is pretty depressing. Women tend to undercharge themselves just because of this entire confidence, because it's a masculine, it's a masculine kind of execution, right? That our femininity is always about, oh, I'm just going to be here and all these things. I'm just going to try this thing. But the fact is, you already have evidences that you have already applied this to other clients. So why are you going to sell yourself short? Right? So I'm not saying that 10,000 pesos is short, but what I'm saying here is that with the tone of your voice and how you were saying it, you know that you're selling yourself short because you're like, maybe just 10,000. Why? But deep in your heart, that's not what you want. So what is it that you want?
I'd like to have, if I'll be able to, let's say I'll be able to craft the 21 days program that I'm actually doing. In my heart, in my heart, I like to have like a 40 to 50,000 for the 21 days.
Okay, so what's stopping you?
The maybe the content, or how should I, the package. I'm not sure what's the term, but maybe the content of the program, or it's more of the parang outline ganon. So I
Curriculum
haven't
design.
really, yeah, so I haven't
Curriculum design.
really have let's say, when you pay me, this is the package, although I have an idea how I will coach it and all ganyan, but not really into something na siguro just to ano lang, I give analogy, parang if you have the whole marketing communication, parang ganon. So, wala pa ko yung parang the whole marketing communication that I can provide you. Parang ganon. But I have
Right.
ideas, and also, medyo hindi ko alam siya paano ba siya gagawin, or yeah, something like that.
All right. So I understand where you're coming from, and it's really more of an uncertainty. That yeah, it's actually uncertainty. So this is what this today's episode. Sana ako sa podcast. This is what today's session is going to be about. We are going to be creating your offer and designing a high ticket, high level product suite. And this is something also, it's not what you think, what usually people teaches. I'm going to walk you through the psychology of what was also taught to me and what are the changes or the elevated version of how to create actually a high level product suite. And now this is something that has been already proven. There are evidences about it. It has already been working for me as well. And my mentees also are reaping the and reaping the effort, reaping the fruit of it all. And I wanted to share it with everybody because I know that everybody is looking into how do I craft my offer? How do I make it high level? How do I, and all these things. Now, just like yesterday, what I shared with everybody is that mindset trumps strategy, right? So that's why if you are holding yourself back, like maybe just 10,000 pesos, I know that's not what you want, right? I know that is not what you want, because if you hold yourself back, you are also going to hold yourself back from giving your client the best that they deserve, right? But if you tell me, yeah, I want to sell it for 10,000 with confidence, then guaranteed you will be able to help this client also to move mountains because you have that energy, right? That this is what I want. It's 10,000, right? Versus, I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I'm saying here is that there is a disconnect also with what you want and what you can do, and then shortchanging yourself, because when you shortchange yourself, you're also shortchanging your clients. You are hurting your clients, right? So those who pay, people who pay attention, right? Regardless if it's 1 peso, 2 pesos, $2, $10, it doesn't matter. But what matters here is also your energy, right? Again, it's an energy exchange. So if everybody here, right, if you guys think that if you are worth 10,000 pesos, but you're holding yourself back, then that's not what you want. That is really not how much you want to excrete, like what transformation that you want from your clients as well, right? But if you tell me I wanted 10,000 with confidence, with certainty, then it's going to be 10,000, and you'll be able to give them the result that they want as well, right? Because here's the thing: if you offer, let's just say, if you offer something that is 10,000 pesos, but you're holding yourself back, do you think that that person is going to trust you? Do you think that people are going to be magnetized to you, right? They won't be magnetized to you. Why? Because you are uncertain yourself. So if you are uncertain with yourself, how would you expect other people to believe you? How would you expect other people to trust you? How do you expect people, right, to have that connection with you that, hey, I have a coach, I have a consultant, I have a mentor who is guiding me and believes me this much. Now it's my responsibility as a mentee to also do the work and make it happen, because she sees what I don't see. Now it's my responsibility to see exactly where I can be, right? So that's actually that. How do you guys feel about that? Wait, open up your cameras, you guys. Right? Let's share some energy here, right? Unfair kayo. That's the thing, all these little things, I've noticed them. Like, number one, when you show up on your cameras, if you feel a little shy about it, like, why are you shy about showing up, right? Number two, you guys are not posting on the Facebook group, you're not participating. What are you guys so shy about in participating? Like, who's there to hurt you? No one is going to hurt you. Why is no one sharing what are their key takeaways from yesterday? Why is nobody sharing and introducing themselves? Why is nobody, that's a thing. There is a disconnect, right? This is something that one of those things pala that I'm really, really frustrated about people who is saying, like, I want to be I want to elevate myself higher, but they're not ready, or they're not actually doing the work, right? It's not congruent to what they want, and they're not showing up the way that they want. So how do you actually expect, right, to elevate if you yourself, you're not actually doing the work? It's all about thinking, right? It's my message coming across to you guys, right? It's all about congruency, right? It doesn't matter if you are wearing tons of makeup. It doesn't matter if nagpa-blow dry ka pa para lang mag-post and stuff. Sure, if you think that will work for you, then go ahead and do that. But if you tell me that I wanted to elevate myself, I want to have high ticket clients, I want to have like this, but you yourself, you're not even investing in yourself. You're not even showing up. You're not even braving what would it take to elevate yourself. Then how do you expect other people to elevate and trust you and believe in you and actually journey with you, right? It's marriage, right? Why are you going to, are you going to get married with someone who doesn't even want to get married with you? Are you even going to get married with someone that you don't want to get married with? How are you going to actually expect that, right? So I just want you guys to have that kind of perspective, that you show up according to the energy that you want. You show up according to what exactly that you want, right? But of course, it always boils back down to integrity, right? So today, I'm really going to share you guys how the psychology of things, how I was able to piece things together, things that I have learned as well from my high ticket coaches and mentors, which I absolutely love and adore, because they have also shifted the way that I work. So my programs as well has been elevating itself. It's been changing rapidly. So many program updates and upgrades that's happening, because again, what worked 3 months ago may not be working anymore right now. So it's so important that you keep on also updating and upgrading yourself. And it's also your responsibility to check on your clients and empower them that they can do the work and they can actually ask powerful questions themselves and solve it themselves. And if they need help, this is where they ask, they process. And if they discover anything, they share it to the group. They really show up. So my mentees are like that. They're unapologetic about what they don't know, or they're unapologetic about, hey guys, I need help, I need processing. So they go ahead and ask, right? And this is why it's important I placed you guys on this Zoom room, because you guys have minds that are extraordinary. You guys are intelligent. You women are amazing. So, right, empower yourself, absorb the energy, right? So here we go. So I prepared these slides for you just because I feel and I think that it will be better if you guys have some sort of visual references, right? So how do you actually design a high ticket, high level product suite? The thing about one-on-one and also group coaching program. I love group coaching program because again, it gives you this fulfillment also that you are in one space together with other wonderful, powerful women who is also elevating themselves, like-minded individuals. Plus, you get to coach each other as well. Again, you are a facilitator of the transformation. Now, in terms of a one-on-one service client, yes, it's great to have one-on-one if you want to, sure, validate something, but it doesn't mean you're going to sell yourself short, right? So I want you guys to rethink about your one-on-one and your group coaching program. Honestly, I started with group coaching right away. I didn't do the one-on-one. Actually, my one-on-one is really more on when I started. My one-on-one was already $20,000. So like, ganun nakalagas yung loob ko. Because I know that it's going to involve so much of my energy, so much of my brain, so much of problem solving, so much of, so much of a lot of things, right? But if you actually have some sense of structure, it doesn't have to be that way, apparently, right? So this is why I'm sharing it to you guys. So much expensive mistakes and also learnings that you are also going to gain from today. So how do you actually design a high ticket, high level product suite? To my clients who is watching right now, this is an upgrade and update from what we have inside the vault. And I hope that you guys get to look into, again, what is the framework that we follow. And for everyone here, it's actually clear, transformative, progressive, and profitable. So again, that is a proven framework that we go through as we create our programs, as we decide on things, and that is the framework. Okay, great. So hi again, if this is the first time that we're meeting each other, my name is Cassie. I'm a business strategist and mentor and coach as well. And I used to have a startup, which is the After Six Club, a transformative and progressive events learning company focusing on education. And also I used to be, well, I still am. It's just that a little bit more past life here. An international independent LinkedIn trainer. I have traveled all across Southeast Asia to speak about LinkedIn. And I am such a self-development junkie. So this is why I do what I do. My dream really is to have more women with wealth, to have women with wealth rather, because it just pisses me off every time I read in the studies that women are spending more than men supporting their families, and yet they are getting less. So even retirement, we don't have it. Why? Right? So there. Okay, so what's going to happen here is our agenda is what is a product suite, how your product suite actually feeds each other, and what you should look at when it comes to growing and scaling. Now, I'm teaching you guys from a higher level, on a higher advanced perspective, because I truly believe after all the numerous expensive mistakes I've had in my life, I really, really, truly believe that when you start from the higher level, you'll be able to tap also the rest of the others, right? So just what I always say, inspire the 99% and then talk to your 1%. So your 99%, basically these are people who are going to be inspired, encouraged, elevated by the words that you say, or the content that you share. Everything that you exemplify, everything that really makes them reach out to you, read about you, that's actually that. Now your 1% are those who have direct access with you. These are your clients. Okay, so what is a product suite? A product suite basically is a business model as well. It has a ladder, right? So there are different kinds of products. But with high level coaching, I just want you guys to look into these 3 business movement models, right? The first is the value ladder or the ascension model. The next one is the front end and back end development, and also full stack hybrid. Now, I'm coming from a place of, from being in a startup as well, and also in a corporate setting. So pretty much there's so much learnings that I also picked up on. And I wanted to share this with you guys because when it comes to high ticket offers, it's actually more simplified than the low ticket ones. Because with the low ticket ones, I don't know if you guys noticed this, or maybe you guys are doing it, or is thinking of doing it. Now you're going to have all these different low offers, and then you're just going to make everybody pay for it, everybody get it, and then one parang ano kaya, parang how do you call those singers wherein they have this one song, one hit wonder, yon. Parang you're like a one hit wonder, like, oh, I have a $47 course, and then it went into like a $10,000 volume, and the next thing you know, like, what am I going to sell? Oh, I'm going to sell another one, so I'm going to create another one, and I'm going to create another one, right? That is not scalable, guys. So what we're going to do here is I want you to think highly the different from how you create your offers. Okay, so what is a value ladder or ascension model? Well, it's a product suite that journeys through according to where your customer is in their business. So basically, it starts from somewhere and then they grow with you, right? It's like a triangle, right? It usually goes from beginner to advanced. Each level differs from its content, availability or access, and level of support. It's followed according to its pathway. An example of an ascension model is actually schools, right? So you're starting to learn the alphabet, kinder ba yun? Anyway, so you're going to kinder, grade 1, grade 2, and high school, college, right? That's actually ascension model, right? So the ascension model, again, starts from a beginner and then it grows through a journey until you go ahead and find your path, which is the higher level, higher ticket, right? Becomes a CEO. Or if you were in the corporate, right, you start from being an intern and then slowly learning the ropes, right? Going through this, in the management course or management, yung management trainee. And then after that, you're going to be this until you become an executive trainee. And then after that, CEO and so on. So that is actually an ascension model. It starts from being a beginner to an advanced. Now it differs from its content, availability, or access. So like naturally, if you are a beginner, the content is different because you're learning how to walk, or learning how to say ABC, compared to when you go to grade school, you're now learning how to do 1 plus 1, right? And then when you're high school, you're learning how to do geography, I don't know, psychology or whatsoever, right? And then once you're elevated na, syempre this is you choose your path and you learn according to what it is, right? So that is actually a value ladder or ascension model. The next one is front end, back end development. So it's basically it's developing or offering a product that answers to an immediate need, and it's often where everyone starts in an introductory offer. So think like maybe college or university life, right? So you start from being a freshman, right? So you start from being a freshman and then you pick your own adventure in terms of, okay, what are the units that I'm going to take in order for me to reach a certain destination, which is to graduate or maybe just to become a CEO, right? So it's from an introductory offer, you gotta like go through it. And then you grow into a more advanced and intensive high ticket back-end system that supports process, business logic, and the backbone of business to deliver at scale. Another one could be a book tour. Writing a book, basically, right? So if you write a book, but the front end one is how to write a manuscript. That's the beginning. That's the introductory offer, right? Now, what is the back end? It's basically how to market it, how to sell it, how to launch it, how to price it, how to have a publisher, all these things, right? How to create a landing page, all this back end, right? So does that make sense? Are you guys catching up with me? That's actually front and back end development. So I'll walk you through how it actually looks like, but I just wanted to give you a little overview of what it is. And of course, another one is full stack hybrid. Now, I love full stack hybrid because this is basically, ano ba siya? It's how do I say it? It's actually something na it's accelerated already, or it's advanced, kumbaga, or something like it's a cheat code of things that, no, let's go dive into it. So a full stack hybrid is having to look into all system, process, and structure of your product suite that makes your front end and back end married. Meaning, if you're going to write a book, right, people don't need to go to the introductory phase anymore. They're going to go straight dive into the entire product suite. right? Meaning they're going to have everything that you have. So with my clients, they have already like the prosperity scale if they want to go for evergreen, and they have the power profile based accelerator if they wanted to accelerate into having $20,000 months, and so on and so forth. You're going to learn more about that in a little while. Para lang you get a visual reference of what I'm talking about, right? But really, it's more of having everything encapsulated in one journey, right? Now, it also has an infrastructure already. You got to have a little bit more of back end, you already bit more of have a front end. You'll have the sales, marketing, operations, technicalities. Kumbaga, if you are in a hotel, right, or if you're gonna buy a hotel, you're not buying the staff, right? You're not just buying the staff, you are buying the entire business, right, on how to actually operate it. So that's actually that. Now, this is the value ladder. Ayan. So there are three types of value ladder. It's low offer, mid-level offer, and high offer. Now, for visual references, I'm sharing with you guys what could be a value ladder for your product suite also that you can develop. So basically, entry level has no coaching calls, and this is what we typically see, right? You typically see self-study courses. You typically see all these people selling 15,000 pesos courses, and then there's just a Q&A, and then that's all about it. Or there's a Facebook group, and then that's all about it. It's not high touch, it's not high level at all. It's just really go and consume it, right? If you want to learn how to open a LinkedIn account, go enroll. And how to open a LinkedIn account, that's basically that. So it's a self-study course. Now, usually it costs in the high level industry, the course is around $1,000 to $2,000, actually even $3,000, around that range. Now, the mid-level is not actually mid-level anymore in the high ticket space. It's actually high ticket already, right? Actually, lahat sila high ticket na. But for the value ladder, I'm giving you like what is the low, high, low, mid, and high. So the mid-level is actually a high-ticket group coaching program. It ranges around $5,000 to $20,000. And this is something like it's more advanced in the content. It has group coaching, something like this. It has more support, meaning you have weekly calls. You're going to have some feedback. You're going to have a little bit of events here and there. But really, it's streamlined to having more processing time with you. But it doesn't necessarily mean it has so much time with you. You get what I mean? So there. All right, so next is the mastermind level. So this is my favorite mastermind. This changed my life immensely. So when I went through a mastermind together with a couple of friends from Mind Valley, the heads of Mind Valley, it really changed the trajectory of my business and the way that I see things, the way that I understand business, so much so, right? Because it has a higher level of thinking. Meaning everybody becomes each other's consultant, meaning you become business besties, meaning you get to have a relationship. And this is usually like just it's full stack already, wherein it has everything that you need. In my case, in my product suite, my mastermind, which is the prosperity scale evergreen, it's intimated, it's mostly curated, and usually konti lang talaga sila. I mean, before I just only about like 1 to 2 or 3 people, but maybe now maybe I can just like go for 7 people. But it's really full stack and advanced that they get to have higher level of conversations, that it's curated according to where they are. Although there will still going to be a framework, right? There's still a framework, there's still a little bit of a curriculum. There's, of course, there's going to be tons of support. You're going to have access with my team. Kunyari, ganon, you can also do that. Or you're going to have some sort of dinners here and there. It depends. I mean, you can go creative about it. But in short, a mastermind is really something that is cruising through a higher level of thinking, right? So that's it. So this could be a value ladder for you. Now, in terms of, just a little bit more of difference, let me walk you through how I actually design my own product suite in terms of the high level space. This is why I no longer go through low level offers. It's not because I don't want it, but the reason is because I wanted to communicate with higher level people, meaning I love speaking with people who also lifts me up rather than it's always me who's pulling them up. You know what I mean? So it's really great to be surrounded with women, right? Or surrounded with human beings who are as driven and ambitious that you are. And even if they have different types of, queries, there's still one pathway that they follow. And they all have this journey that they want to go through, which is whatever it is that they want, right? So I'm going to discuss it more a little bit more. So an example for that, we have Clarity for Profit, we have Power Profile Biz Accelerator, we have Prosperity Scale Evergreen. So when you go for Clarity for Profit, it's usually a self-study course, but as you put it into a higher scale, what I did was I actually added once a week call, and then they have a Telegram group, entry level clarity and validation phase. So this is what they're working on. So basically you still want to know what is your curriculum, how to design your curriculum, how to validate your offer, how to validate your soul aligned clients, how do you get to know these your value clients, meaning you're just starting, it's like nothing, you haven't validated a thing, right? Next is, of course, Power Profile Biz Accelerator. Now, this is something like it has a course breakdown of how you'll be able to accelerate yourself because you don't have the patience to become a beginner anymore. Meaning, I don't want to do all this, this slow mo. I mean, kumbaga, ikaw yung gigil na gigil, something like that. It could be that. So you have processing calls, you have coaching, you have feedback. You wanted a little bit more support because you want to bounce off ideas with someone instead of the whiteboard, like that. So it's around $5,000 to $20,000. Now, in terms of the Prosperity Scale Evergreen, it's layered through different strategies. Again, you are in a space wherein you wanted to have a business model that can have recurring revenue. I mean, you can accept clients every month and your operations is not going to break. Basically, that's how Prosperity Scale is. It has all the backend systems. You get autopilot sales, you get strategy tactics, curated coaching with my team, curated coaching with myself. You curated according to where you are in your business, and we get to look into it as if you're like an engineer, like you're trying to see like, okay, which one are we going to fix in the back end? So that is how Prosperity Scale. So this is the differences between all these things is actually the content and level of access, and mostly also time frame. For an example, for Clarity for Profits, it's actually just 4 months lang siya. But if you pay in full, you get 6 months. Now, why did I do that? I did that because most clients who goes for Clarity for Profits, or those clients who still tinkering down, don't know what to do, or still trying to see how do I curate my curriculum, how do I boost my confidence? Basically, it takes time for them to pick themselves up, right? Unlike those who goes to Power Profile Biz Accelerator, they're like, just give me the damn thing and I'm confident I'm just going to go dive into it, right? So there's more aggressiveness and more desire into it. So that's why you're better with the Power Profile, right? So I want you guys to think through that the difference in the time frame, right, is the only difference. But in terms of the journey, they're all pretty much the same on an accelerated level. On a journey, there's a journey from beginner to from advanced. Okay. So next, so you can have, okay, this is something that is really, really interesting that I have been practicing myself. You can have your high ticket group coaching program be the mid-level offer, or it can also be top of your ladder. For me, the top of my ladder is a Power Profile Biz Accelerator. But as you can see here, it's the mid-level offer, right? So why? Why is that, right? That's because majority of people, according to my market research as well, that majority of the people that I have been speaking with are in this level. This is the middle ground, right? That they can say, okay, I am confident, but not really. Just give me that damn thing and I'll make it, right? There are only a couple of you who goes through like, no, I want to accelerate myself. I want next month, I have already $100,000. I want something that is fast. I'm ready. My inner work is amazing. I am strong. I am okay. My mental health is pretty much okay, right? Just help me with my business. I'm detached. So, right? So that's why it could also be that. Now, I'm not saying that your mid-level can also be you're going to do your mid-level as your top. But what I'm just saying is you can have your mid-level as the top of your ladder, right? I'm not saying that, okay, yun na yun, period. No, no, no. If you want to sell your mastermind straight away, then go ahead and do that and then downgrade them, right? To a high ticket group coaching or to that self-study course. It depends on where they are in your business. So that's the thing. Right? So your value ladder can have 3 to 5 options. There are people whom I'm seeing online who has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God, there's so many, right? So your mental health, I'm concerned about your mental health. So what I would always say is it's okay to have at least 3 value ladders so that you have a journey, right? You can journey or there's a pathway regardless of where they are, right? So let's just say they're super basic, meaning they're the type of people who still want to learn how to build a curriculum from scratch, as in like, I don't have an idea at all, like zero. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I want to become a coach or a consultant and have a group coaching program. Then this is where you get to enter in the clarity for profit. But right, if you are like, okay, I'm done, I know already how to do a curriculum, I am malakas na yung loob ko, I can definitely do this, I want to have $20,000 months or whatever, or you have bigger ambitions or whatsoever, right? And this is where you accelerate yourself. And then if you're like, no, I'm okay, I'm super detached from whatever outcome. I just want to have a longevity in my business. I want to build a legacy business. And go ahead, let's go for the mastermind or to the evergreen, right? It could be something like that, right? So your clients can start anyway from the ladder and it's perfectly fine. So there are some of my clients who start on the clarity for profits and then they accelerate to power profile and then to the evergreen system. Some of them just are on the power profile and then they're going to go to the evergreen, or they're going to be on the power profile and then they're going to renew until they get a hang of it and then they go to the evergreen, right? So it's going to be a journey because you are there from the beginnings. That's why I always say, right, there's no end of the tunnel in entrepreneurship. It's really start to progress. Okay. Now, is there a difference with each of these value ladders content? Yes, there is a difference, right? But it's not that exponential, I must say, right? So the core content and curriculum does have the foundational pieces. The foundational pieces is important regardless of where you are in your business. Why? Just like what I always say tell my mentees and say that every time that you elevate yourself, the people that you talk to are also elevating. The people that you wanted to tap are also different. Kumbaga, if you keep on talking to the beginners, but your course or your program is for the higher level, naturally, you'd have to talk to the higher level people and not the beginners anymore, right? So what are you going to do? You got to go back to the foundation. You got to follow your own advice. You got to do, again, the rest of the business foundation and how it works. And then you get to curate, again, how to talk to your ideal client, right? So what are the difference? It's totally about the accessibility, the support, the solution level to a problem, and of course, the program promise, right? Again, if you are elevating and your course or your program is elevated as well, again, you don't talk to the beginner if it's an elevated thing. You talk to someone who is problem aware of the whatever solution that you are creating. Now, the thing is, of course, you're not going to create something that you haven't done your market research either, right? So this is why the program promise is so important, and you go back to the foundation as well, right? Now, in terms of the accessibility, again, if we go back to the value ladder, right? In terms of the accessibility, the difference here is that let's just say the clarity for profits. For us, they have once a week call and they have a Telegram group. It's an entry level, but right, they are still supported because they get to have Q&As, they get to have reflection forms with me. And then there's also the power profile, right? My power profile it's a premium course that accelerates them with advanced aggressive strategies that prepares them for scaling, right? So again, clarity for profit, clarity for validation phase. Power profile is aggressive or advanced strategy to prepare them for scaling. Now, the difference again is, the content, which is, it has a bonus, which is the advanced strategy. And then in terms of the calls, it's also different. Why? Because with my mid-level, which is my high-ticket group coaching program with Power Profile, what happens is they have milestone calls with me, right? They have debrief calls with me. They have check-in calls with me. They have pulse checks with me on all sorts of other calls, because we really check on, okay, are you ready for the next big step? What is the bottleneck? What is going through? Because again, people who are in this level really wants to accelerate themselves and not and stop talking to the whiteboard, basically, right? For those others who are still starting out, it's really more of that the curriculum and knowing who their ideal clients are, right? So can you guys see the journey where it's coming from? Like where what the differences are? Can you guys see it already? Right. Great. So some of the foundational content is still there. And then again, the difference is actually the support. And then of course, the value ladder. Now, how do you get to design it? Ayan. I know you're like, yeah, Cass, I get it. There's a difference between the price. There's a difference between the program promise. There's a difference of all that. But how do you actually design it, right? So when you design it, you always go for that strategy, I mean, for the transformation first, right? Majority of the people, they go start with the structure. No. We start from the transformation. So ask yourself, what is the program promise? What is the solution that you are actually aiming to solve? Start from there, and then you reverse engineer, right? From there, now that you know what is the program promise. So an example, for me, if you go to the program Power Profile Biz Accelerator, our goal is to have $20,000 months, right? Or you get to have high volume of clients all at the same time, right? So that is our goal. So what happens here is that I created a breakdown of a curriculum according to phases and steps on what are we going to do in order for us to get to a strategy that will get you to where you want, right? Now, and then what are the variables in order for us to succeed? Of course, at the end of the day, it's still case-to-case basis, but if you nail it down according to the variables, it's highly likely to happen, right? Because it's already proven, it's already been there are evidences from my clients. But then again, you ask yourself, what are the stages? What are the next steps that this client needs to go through? And then they get into the big picture. And in terms of the support, ask yourself, okay, I gave this person some steps. Now, how can I make sure that they are going to be set up for success? But I am not babysitting them. You're not going to babysit anyone. I'm not going to handhold them, but I'm just going to have some pulse check just to make sure that they're motivated and they are moving their ass, right? So how are you going to do that? So that's actually the support. So ask yourself, do they need some reviews? Do they need weekly calls? Does it have to be two calls two calls every week? And how many people can you actually accept all at the same time? Do you want to do it like every month? I mean, when you accept clients, is it per quarter? Is it per, go ahead and look into what kind of support and business model do you want to go for. Next is the differentiator as well. So if you are going to create a value ladder, right, ask yourself, okay, if this is the beginner, this is how it works. This is the kind of ideal clients. This is the kind of support that they need in order for them to achieve the success that they want. Now, if I will have another differentiator, meaning another program, right, how am I going to make sure that if they pay more of what they want, they are also going to have more of what they want? And then this is what kind of advanced content are they going to have, right? But then again, I don't want you guys to think like, oh, kasi ano siya, mid-level siya, higher level, kailangan more content. Not necessarily. It just needs what is needed, right? We don't need fluff. It just needs to be what is needed, right? And then that's it. So this is how you design it. And then of course, the time frame. Again, if it's going to be a program, it's so much better if it actually builds a habit and also a habit, or it's a journey, right? So you ask yourself, okay, if they're going to go for a 21-day challenge, what would be the transformation that's going to happen? I mean, mali. If they are going to have a transformation, let's just say they're going to lose 20 pounds in 21 days, that's a transformation. That from that 21 days, how are you going to set them up for success? And then what is the content? What type of support? What are the tools that they need? Right? So you reverse engineer. Again, you start from the clear program promise. not the strategy, not the structure. The structure I can follow. I mean, yeah, right? So I hope that's clear. You have any questions, you guys? Am I speaking too fast? Or okay lang, kari lang. Good. Any question? Any questions? Going once, going twice. All right, great. Am I going to proceed? Yes. All right. Okay, great. So this is basically how you do the design. Alrighty. So, okay. So let me walk you through again how I actually put them all together in terms of content, right? And also the program promise, right? So I'm going to really begin with my program because it's easier to explain that way. So an example for this, right? So when I was drafting my programs, it was such a chore, as in like, oh my God, right? But that's okay, right? Because again, you have to reverse engineer and you have to really know that the people need support. And that's something that I learned along the way. People needs processing. People need support. They're like me who is sick and tired of talking to the whiteboard that doesn't even talk back, right? So what you can do here, it's an example for clarity for profits. I used to have LinkedIn Power Profile Preview. It's a 12-week course before, wherein we meet each other every week and discuss what are the things that they learn as they implement. Right now, and then when if they have questions, they raise it up and then we all mastermind it. We all talk it together, what's going on, what happened to them, what the transformed. And it's amazing because in that 12 weeks, most of them, if not all, actually 99% of them were able to achieve $100,000 at least, right, in 12 weeks, right? And that is by the power of their profile. And the only problem that we were solving at the time was how to actually utilize LinkedIn. Period. That's it. 12 weeks, right? And the execution has nothing really to do with so much things to do, but rather having to internalize who are they, right? So parang, no, galing, right? Now, because I saw that, I knew that if I teach LinkedIn over and over again, LinkedIn is definitely going to change along the way, right? And everybody can teach LinkedIn. So I kind of like got sick and tired of it. So what I did was, no, what is the core of the entire program? It's not just LinkedIn, but it's actually having clarity with what they're doing, clarity of who they are. So what I did was, okay, we retain the ones that we call, and then I created a Telegram group because I realized that they have been exchanging messages with each other that I didn't know. So FOMO alert. So, so I was like, you know what? I need a Telegram group. I need to have to see what's going on. What are they talking? Diba? FOMO ako, right? Something like that. So I created that. And then I made sure that it's going to give them validation. So what happened here is most of them were asking, hey, Cassie, 4 months is so be 10. Can we do it 6 months so that we can really build the habit? And that is where I said, okay, great. Let's do it for clarity for profits, because this is when they actually get, a majority of them get at least 3 high-level clients within that 6 months, right? So I said, okay, let's do it. And it's been elevated. I mean, it's been evidence-based already. So they got it. So that's why it became my low offer, right? It's having clarity of who they are, what is their business, who their soul aligned clients are, and also what is their offer. And then does your offer matches also your soul aligned clients and then your messaging. So basically everything is all about clarity, right? And positioning and messaging. So I said, okay, great, let's do that. Right now, since majority of them are getting already, well, one of them actually closed $100,000 property. So we're like, whoa, in 2 weeks, how do you do that? Right? So what happened here is that I said, okay, let's price it according to or congruent to what could 4x 10x it. So this is why the tariff for profits now is 3,500, right? So there's where the pricing is because it was validated. And then after that, people were like, okay, Cassie, how do I now get high volume of clients, right? So they wanted to have more than 3 clients. And I was doing 7 clients at the same time. There was a time I had 12, I think. And then I was like, oh no, why don't I add that? And then there was a time also that I got $20,000 in less than 45 days. So I was like, actually that's 30, around $45,000 rather. So, right. So I was like, how can I do that? So what I did was I repackaged it, right? I repackaged it and I turned it into Power Profile. Base accelerator and growth. May growth pa yan dati, pero ang haba kasi. So profile-based accelerator, right? And then this is where I figured out as well, what are the things that they need in order for them to move the needle, right? So it's the same with you guys. When you build your curriculum, always ask yourself, what are the things that you did? What is the outcome of what you were doing? And then what kind of support do you think they need in order for them to succeed? And in order for you as well to check on, okay, what are the other kind of support do they need so that you can update as it happens, right? So there you go. So I added processing call, coaching, and feedback because again, people are writing their emails, people are writing their captions, people are, doing their ads, people are all these things. So now what I did was all of my back end, I send it over to my clients. I give it to my clients so that they can be inspired and copy it, right? Even the template, I already gave them the template of my page. So you're all going to have it, right? So that's actually how it is. Now I package it in such a way that already 20 because I've got clients who has reached already $100,000 with the same process, right? And then of course, now that I am elevating myself, I am documenting how I actually get 1 to 3 high value clients every freaking month, right? And having $20,000 months. So how do we get to do that? And this is where you go through the prosperity scale evergreen, right? Wherein you can stabilize and think of the longevity of your business, right? You think of your business according to legacy and not just a now thing, right? So if you are thinking like, no, I just want to have a course para lang may pera ako, guys, forget it. Don't do it anymore, right? Go and, just do something else like affiliate marketing or something. But, being a coach or a consultant, it's a recession-proof career, right? You can check this out. During the last recession, right? Sino yung mga nag-thrive? Consultants, right? And even if there's going to be another pandemic, another endemic, right? The consultants and the coaches are the ones who's going to thrive. Why? Because you have been journeying through already and adapting the changes in the market, and you have an intellectual property that only you know how, right? And you have proved it over and over again, time and over again, right? And then you also know sales, like everything, right? So great coaches are great in what they do, but they're also great in marketing, most especially, right? And this is why the prosperity scale also happened. So I want you guys to think through what is the content and the back end system that I can help my clients in order for them to get to what they want and at par to where they are in the journey, right? So again, if you wanted to have clarity and validation phase beginner, go do a DIY self-study course or maybe a mini program. You can do that. Now, if you wanted a little bit more aggressive and advanced strategy for the go-getter, go have a mid-level offer. Now, if you wanted to talk to people who are so detached from the outcome and really wants to do things for longevity, go ahead and do a mastermind or a higher level kind of coaching program. Right? Does that make sense, you guys, in terms of the value ladder? Yeah? Great. Now, what is the front and back end system? Yeah. So this one is really, really interesting because when I started my business, I always have this because I was with eight-figure dollar entrepreneurs. So maybe this is why I think differently from how it is like $47, mga ganyan na programs. I mean, the courses. I never really felt the energy with courses because I love talking to people, obviously. So daldal ko to, right? But that's actually how it is, right? So I want you guys to look into the front and back end development, right? So when you are starting, the value ladder is like more of like kinakapa mo pa ano yung next level self nila. Gets? But when you are on the front and back end system, you get to really offer a product that answers to an immediate need, right? And then this is where you create and then grow the process into a more advanced and intensive back-end system that supports process and business logic and backbone of the business to deliver at scale. So you're already thinking, okay, how can we scale things? So an example, YouTube. Yeah. So a lot of people would say, I want to build a YouTube channel, right? So what happens here is you go to someone who teaches how to set up your YouTube channel, how to write a YouTube script, right? So that could be a front end. Now, what could be a back end? A back end is, okay, how do you handle the ads? How do you handle lighting and all these technicalities. How do you do SEO? How do you do the keyword? All these things. What are the tools that needed, right? So this is where scalability is already in place, right? So again, the front end, you get to have a taste of what it is, a mini milestone, right? Ito, the front end starts from the first milestone, a taste of the big picture. Normally, they get a quick win around first 8 to 12 weeks. And then the back end is they get to learn all the pieces that takes them longer implementation, right? So this is just one product suite that has been extended to the next offer suite. Now, here's the thing. It's exactly how my product suite is now becoming, right? So I had a Clarity for Profits. I have Power Profile. So what happens is, once they graduate from Clarity for Profits and they're ready and they're wanting for more, they wanted to implement things, this is where they go straight up. Now, what is the quick win? The quick win, let's just say for the Clarity for Profit, is they get to validate their offer, test their messaging, start to create their asset. The outcome, I've defined the outcome, your first 1 to 3 high value clients. The access, you have 3 to 4 months plus 2 months because I'm generous like that. And you get to have support and high touch element pa rin, right? After that, they take out their access. Wala na silang access. They can't go through it anymore. That's it. You're done. Syempre, right? What happens here is you get to ask, okay, what's next? I already know how to set up my YouTube. Kunyari, I already know how to set up my YouTube. I already know how to write my script. What's next? How do I sell it? How do I have ads? How do I have keywords? How do I have all these things? Now, this is where you go to your high ticket group coaching program, your next level product suite, right? Wherein you get to give them the cash injections now that of what they want, right? You are able to stress test things. It's either a start-stop model. A start-stop model basically is a course wherein everybody go through the same thing the same time, right? So example, Rina here, she has her Amazon product sourcer course program, right? So what happens here is that they all start all at the same time. They start, let's just say January, everybody starts in January and everybody ends by the end of January, period, hard stop, that's it. That's why it's called start-stop model, right? So that's actually how it is. And then she gets the cash injection, and then she waits again for another month on when she would love to actually open her enrollment again. You can definitely do that, right? And then after that, after let's just say 12 months of working with you, she was able to get, let's just say $100,000 or $200,000 in a year. What's going to happen here is she's like going to say, oh, wait lang, I don't want to do this anymore. What I want to do is go to the next level of having consistent client every month, and my back-end system is not going to break. Because I have the strategies, I have the tools, I have the backend system, I know what to do. I have the layered launch. We can do a layered launch and strategies, higher strategies in order for you to have the cash injections that you want, have the enrollees that you want, and you're looking at the longevity of your business. It's a real legacy business already, right? Just like Bob Proctor, right? So that is actually that. So an example of that is a prosperity scale. Right? So the quick win here is, again, they validate the offer, they have mastered their webinars, they have automated sales, they have maybe layered launch model, or maybe they don't want to launch. That's okay, it can happen. And they wanted to have the sales on autopilot, maybe 20 to 100 outcomes or more per month. And is that possible? Definitely, but there are variables that needs to be looked into, right? So are you guys seeing the trend here on what are the changes, right? So basically, you are growing together with your client. You're not creating courses just because you want to create a course. You're not creating a program just because you want to create a program, but rather you are creating something that journeys through with the person or the ideal client. You're growing with your ideal client. Remember, even in any business, diba, ang tinatanong lagi ng accounting dyan is, ano yung lifetime customer value, diba, ng client mo, right? Is this just a one-off thing, or will they always come back and say, you know what, Cassie, you know my blind spots. I've grown with you. I've seen how you work. You know how I work. You know where, blah, 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 all these things. I just want to grow with you, right? It's just like going for, let's just say, in your school, diba? Kung saan ka nag-grade school, diba, dun ka rin nag-high school? The same, because there's familiarity, there is growth. So stop coach hopping. If you guys are coach hopping, you will always be starting from scratch, right? So this is how I created my program. I mean, my business, looking into longevity. I'm done with the entire, okay, I'm just gonna do it like this just because I want to do that. No, high ticket, high level coaches and consultants is looking into longevity. Remember that, right? So again, when you develop anything in your product suite, anything in your business, always ask yourself what's next, because your audience, your clients will always ask you what's next, right? Parang, okay, Cassie, I already have this. I already know how to do this. I don't want to do this anymore, or maybe I'm not in the mood to do this. Is there a way to simplify it anymore? I mean, simplify it more. Is there a way to like whatever? What's next, right? Because again, there's no end of the tunnel in the entrepreneurship, right? And that is exactly how I designed the business. I want you also to ask yourself, if I create this, go through this, what could possibly be next to that? The only way for you to know that is when you stress test whatever product that you decide to put it out there, stress test it, and then see what is the behavior of your clients, understand where are they coming from, understand what is it that they need, and then understand, okay, what can I help you with in order for us to grow further, right? And that's important. Ask yourself what's next, and ask your clients what's next. And this is my favorite part, right? My favorite part is full stack. Full stack is something that I teach my clients now. This is my business model now. So I went through the entire the business models. I am on my way to a full stack. So what does a full stack mean? A full stack means I'm giving you already all of my back ends. You have my SOPs, you have my back end system, you have my brain, you have even access to my team. You're going to everything basically, right? It's having to look into all the system, process, and structure of your product suite that makes your front end and back end marry together and encapsulated business logic, solve specific problems. It's curated according to where you are in your business, and then access to the infrastructure, having the best of both worlds, front end, back end, of course, and your ascension. So what does it mean? There are clients who actually doesn't want to go through the product, the value ladder anymore. There are certain clients who just wanted to say, hey, Cassie, just give me everything because I am like this, maybe whatever reason that may be. Most of the time, those who go through the full stack are those people who are go-getters. These are people like, okay, I've done this, I've proved this, okay, let's next. That I want to grow more. I want to do this. Like these are the people who really want to make sure that they are always on momentum, on a hockey stick momentum, right? So that's why I love full stack. So you have everything from sales to marketing, operations to how to hire to finance, right? So you have all the access for that. So I want you to think also, if you are going to create a program or a course, what is the big program promise that you want? Are you more of like, okay, I wanted to answer just one question, one problem, or am I the type of person, I want to give you the real thing and look into the longevity of your business. I want to give you everything that I know and stack it up into a program wherein I can help you from start to progress, right? So think of that. What is the legacy that you want to be known for? So for me, I'm really more of like a business strategies for coaches and consultants, because I know that all of you may have same problem yet different faces, right? So that's how it is. So here's the thing, right? So when I created Prosperity Scale Evergreen, this is for my higher level clients, right? What happens here is that they get to have support, implementation help, backend system, milestone touch points, so many things. It's not because it's needed, but rather because as a real business owner, they need consultants who knows how to do things, right? Or understands the back end and the front end of things, and they want it, and their questions are always holistic, right? So unlike when you were still in the ascension model or the front end, back end development system, you're thinking, what is this mini problem here? what is the next problem here, and then what is the other problem here, right? So it's really different. So that's how what full stack is like. So again, full stack, it's having to look into all the system, process, and structure, and marrying your front end, back end, and also the ascension model all stacked into one place. You guys getting me? Yeah. All right. So let's talk. So what your assignment is going to be is I want you guys to draft and map your course curriculum. It just needs to be a draft. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I would love you guys to think, what is the program promise? What is the problem that you're aiming to solve, and what is the solution? And then reverse engineer, what are the things do they need in order for them to reach that destination? Right? So identify the support that your clients would need in order for them to succeed. What business model are you going to go for? Are you going to go for the ascension model? Are you going to do the front and back end? Or are you going to go for a full stack, like let's go all in, right? And then what is, again, your clear program promise, and then of course your price point. When you think about your price point, do you think that when they go through this program, right, you personally, actually, you're the best case study, right? Will it potentially give them 4x or 10x more as they go through your program? Of course, given that they do the work, right? So, di pwede yung bibigay mo na yung program, tapos after, bye, right? That's not gonna work. So that's going to be your assignment for today, and you guys can definitely pass it. I mean, sulitin nyo na yung ating, sulitin nyo na yung ating 5-day masterclass, and then submit it inside the Facebook group. Again, this is for you guys, so go ahead and make use of it, right? And so it's so important that you get to think high level already and think about the longevity of your business instead of just now think, right? So does that make sense to you guys? Right? Great. So I have a question here. Can I ask, how can I relate this assignment to being a freelancer? Definitely. As a freelancer also, what is the problem that you aim to solve, right? And how will you be able to solve them? You also have product suite also in your services, right? So how are you going to support your client, right, as a freelancer? And again, freelancer is too vague. So what kind of support will you be able to give? What is it that you're going to master, right? How would you want to be known for? What is it that you want to be known for, right? It's the same thing, right? So, okay, so there you go. Okay, I'm gonna open the floors. Great, Gabe, any question?
Hi, Cassie.
Yes.
I have a question. Yes.
Of course, go for it.
So yung I just wanted to to make sure I understand. So yung clarity for profits, your entry level, can it be, or is it yung parang recorded that you can play over and over, and then you support it with a call once a week? I see.
Yeah. So mine is a hybrid model. There are there are different ways to actually execute your course and your program. I've done this also before. I done it now. It's live, but I figured now when it's live, it's not sustainable. Because again, when it's live, imagine mo ikaw yung nanonood, eventually papanoorin mo siya, tapos may mga segue, di ba? Parang, just go straight to the point. Ano yun, wah! Right? So might as well, right? So when I learned that, I'm like, oh ano, parang, oh sige, ayoko rin yun. So what I did was I actually re-recorded it and turned it into a recording. And then I updated every 4 months, or at least, if not 4 months, at least I check. I always go back to my courses. I mean, my programs. I always go back to my programs. My mentees knows this. I really go back. I mean, I practice it up until this day. Yeah, so you can do that. You can do that. You can do also live recording. You can also do pre-recording. What you can also do is you can also do a hybrid model wherein there's partial recording and there's also a live component to it. Pwede rin, like right now, there's like something like that. What else? I think that's okay. Yeah.
Okay. And then, siguro follow up na lang din. No? So, nung nagsa-start ka, how did you, promote yourself before that live? I mean, yung first, coaching.
Oh my God, that was 7 days or 9 days, and I earned $5,000. Amazing. How? I teach it actually inside Clarity for Profits, that exact same thing that I did. And I did it. I stress tested. Somebody asked Michelle, how do you stress test? Ito na, making kwento. So I stress tested. I did it over and over again. And then what I did was had conversations with people straight away. I didn't do much of a marketing actually, but since I have a marketing background, I know that what's important is that people gets to see evidence. So I didn't even have a page last time. At that time, I only had a PDF. So pretty much it worked. Yeah. So walang fluff.
Okay, thank
I didn't do,
you.
yeah, you can do that also. Kahit Microsoft Word nga, okay lang.
Oo nga, kasi what if hindi sila sanay na we're doing or we're talking live and all, and then bigla sila na, oh, okay, sharing pala, and then my course na, ganun.
The thing is, you design your business, you design your course, you design how are they going to reach a certain transformation. So, again, just like what I said kanina, diba? It's okay to be selfish for a bit. For that lang naman, right? And that's okay, right? Because you're going to design your business, but you're going to design it such a way that it's going to give them more of what they want. Now, if you are thinking that, oh, they're scared of going to live stream, is it a is it an imposter syndrome thing? Is it a self-confidence thing? I mean, what's the problem of showing up? I mean, the thing is, they're human beings. So why are you scared of facing the camera? So what is it that you wanted to heal? Right? What is it that you wanted to heal? Because honestly, getting scared of being in front of the camera is an inner work issue. It's an inner work issue. Either I remember there's some like, I don't want to go to the camera kasi meron akong pimple. What the hell care about your pimple? Or, right? Or I don't want to go to the camera kasi wala. When I did my TEDx, I was so problematic about my lipstick. I was like, wala akong lipstick. Pero, teka lang, nga, no? Ano pa kinila wala akong lipstick? Nakahanap ako, huwag kayong magalala. So, right? So, right? So, it's a self thing, right? So, you gotta ask yourself that, like, if they don't want to do it, it's not your problem. It's what is it that you need to heal? Doesn't make sense to you. Yeah.
Thank
Anyone
you.
else? You're welcome. Michelle, okay. Hi, Michelle, are you here? Are you still here, Michelle?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So did I answer your question about the stress test? Not yet. You need more clarity.
Hindi ko po, I need more clarity pa po.
All right. Stress testing means you get to execute something and you see if you get to have the variables or the outcome that you want. So an example, if I talk to 20 people right now and sell them, like to say my course, I sell them my course and I talk to 20 people, and then 7 people bought, it just means that, okay, I was able to stress test my way of doing sales, my way of doing conversations, my way of communicating my program promise, right? Because I was able to test my conversation. So you think like a scientist and observe like a detective, which I always tell my mentees also. Think like a scientist, observe like a detective, be a business athlete, and also operate like an Olympian. Operate like an Olympian, right? And also meditate like a monk, right? So that you get to have clarity as well. So that could be a stress test. Another stress test is, let's just say, your webinar. So if you have your registration page, you get to see also what are the variables that you need to know in order for you to arrive to a certain outcome that you want, right? So kunyari, you want 100 registrants, right? So what is the metrics that you have to look into in order for you to achieve 100 people? Meaning, how many landing page? Okay, I can geek out on and on. But what I'm just trying to say here is you get to look into variables, test it, and then are you going to arrive at a certain outcome according to what you want? So think like a scientist. I'm sure may science ka nung high school. Diba? May science experiments dati nung high school, diba?
Yes po.
Ganon, girl. Diba? So hypothesis into a conclusion. Are you having a hypothesis or have you arrived into an evidence? Right? So yeah. Did I answer your question? Did I guys like geek you out a bit? I mean, I hope you understood what I said. Yeah, right? Great. Anything else? Anything else? Go ahead and ask questions, guys. Anyone else want to ask about your curriculum design, how you think, how to create your offer, what do you have in mind? Yes, anyone? Yes, Michelle, go for it.
Yeah, I have a question again.
Yeah, of course.
I haven't, it's my video. Ayan, nakapambahay lang ako. Kung yung gagawin ko pong course ay about sa writing and book publishing, tuturuan po ba na full stack, magsisimula ako sa pinaka-basics ng writing hanggang dun sa publishing and then marketing ng product ko or ng book.
Okay, what's your question?
Ayun po, yun po. Kung makaka-categorize po siya sa full stack. And currently kasi, nagpa-participate po ako sa mga book anthologies, and then we were able to write na or publish na ng libro. Kasi based on my experience, one of my problem is yung sa marketing ng published book po namin. So parang naisip ko, paano kaya yun? Parang someday or in the future, if magkakaroon ako ng solo book ko, how will I be able to market it to people? Ganun yung inisip ko, and sabi ko, hindi lang ako siguro yung nag-iisa na writer na nag-iisip ng ganon. So parang I wanna make a solution for other writers din para matulungan din silang mag-market po ng book nila. Ganon po.
Okay. So your question is if Pethish is a full stack. Definitely. If the big promise, if you think the big program promise is how to become a bestseller, Amazon bestseller in 12, maybe in 12 weeks. I don't know, like, or maybe in 1 year you get to write a book, you become a bestseller, you get to be in Oprah, something like that. I don't know, or be a published bestseller book, right? So it can actually be that. So if that is going to be, usually full stack is the longevity of your business, right? It's a legacy based, kumbaga. So if you think that, okay, I'm the real deal, I can charge you $50,000, but what's going to happen here? You're going to learn how to write your book, how to edit it. You're going to have access to publishers. You're going to have pitches for, let's just say, for publishers or whatever, and then you're going to launch your book. And when you launch your book, you're going to have profit. And when you so it's really more of like an end-to-end thing, right? So if you think that that's something that you can go for, then go, by all means, go for it, because people want that. But syempre, people are also going to ask, have you already done that yourself?
Yung full process hanggang marketing not yet pa, but then nakapag-publish na ng book sa indie publisher naman po.
There. And then don't go teach what you have gone through, and then elevate yourself to the next thing so that you get to walk your talk. Right? So if your number one problem right now is I don't know how to be published, then go ahead and fucking do it. Get published, right? Do all the things that needs to be done. Learn it. I mean, have expensive mistakes. Go and dare yourself, because that's something that you want. So whatever is stopping you from doing that. Yeah? What's stopping you? What's stopping you from being a bestseller? Tell me, what's stopping you from being a bestseller?
Maybe budget.
You really think so?
Budget,
do you think so? Do you really think so that because of budget you're gonna stop your dream from happening?
And also, I think inspiration pa and more advanced learning about creative writing pa po.
No, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, right? I'm calling you out. Why? Because the true mover of anything that you want to enable is desire, right? And I'm coming from a place of, I mean, I may not be someone who's, I'm not maybe for everybody. What I'm just saying here is true tested, experience here. Let's talk about Olympians, for an example, right? Olympians, there are Olympians who started from zero, right? Started from the bottom, now we're here, right? Something like that,
Yeah.
right? They came from, right? They started from the bottom, right? They didn't have shoes, they didn't have nutrition, they didn't have support, they didn't have all these things, but they have the desire to become a fucking Olympian, right? So what did they do? They did the work, right? They learned how to run, they learned how to walk, they learned how to train, they learned whatever it is, right? In order for them to achieve a certain destination, right? Until they spoke to maybe possible coaches, they pitched themselves, they got rejected, they got all these things. Even Kobe Bryant did that, even Michael Jordan, even, all these things. So for you, if you're going to tell me that because I don't have the budget, well, that's bullshit. I don't really accept that, right? Why? I also went through that phase, like, oh, I don't have the budget. If I didn't do anything, maybe we have massive number of debts and my life could have been miserable right now, right? But I chose not to. So you have a choice, Michelle, right? Are you going to let money stop you from making things happen, right? What you need is to have a shift. What is it really that you want, and go after it, right? It's funny, I call my credit card as my venture capitalist. So sabi ko, do you guys want to know who my venture capitalist? Its name is credit card, right? But the thing is, right, I detach myself from the money because I know, right, that money is a tool. And I know if I do the work, I'll be able to recoup it even 10 times, 5 times, 10, how many times, right? Because the desire is there. And I want you guys to be multi-millionaires, right? So if I'm not doing this, who's going to do it, right? So the same with you, Michelle. You wanted to become a bestseller. So what is really stopping you from becoming a bestseller book? Tell me. J.K. Rowling, how many people did she go through before she became a bestseller and had Harry Potter? How many pitches?
A lot of pitches. So,
Exactly. So what's your excuse?
siguro natatakot talaga.
Exactly. It's fear. Fear of what?
Baka fear,
Rejection?
possibly fear of rejection.
Okay, if you get rejected, are you gonna die?
No.
So what's your problem? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what are you gonna do next?
Right now, I'm joining the Carlos Balangka literary contest.
Then go for it and go get rejected, right? Because one thing I ask my mentees also, what did you fail today? Because in failure, that's when you also learn a lot of things. Yeah?
Yeah.
Go fail. Fail every day until you get to learn what is the lesson there. I failed today. Right? And that's okay. Right? So tomorrow is another day. Right? So did I die? No. Okay, I'm fine. Did I step on anyone's shoes? No, I didn't. Did I hurt anyone's feelings? No, I didn't. Maybe I do now. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. But if I did hurt your feelings, it's coming from a place of love. Right? So what is stopping you? Right?
Yeah, this is really an eye-opener. Thank you so much.
You're
Napaisip
welcome.
ako, oo nga, no? Ganun po.
Right? Yeah, Danix is a mentee of mine. I would always ask her, did you die today? No. Well, yung problema mo.
So very not over.
Yeah, right?
Did you die?
Did you die? No, you didn't, right? Who else needs a little tough love? This is now part of the 5-day masterclass. Daya nyo mag-enroll kayong lahat. Tapos hindi nag-enroll, magtatampo ko. No, but seriously, right? I want you guys to succeed. Please, we need more women out there and thrive and change this economy. Right? Okay, we need tough love. Go. Right? Anyone else? Was that helpful, Michelle?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, I want you to become a bestseller, okay? Do whatever it takes and give yourself a timeline. When is it going to? Kailan ka magiging bestseller?
Yung Carlos Palanca deadline is sa May this year. So I'm gonna grab the opportunity since meron naman ding isa pang writer from UP na nag-volunteer to be my mentor. Ayun po.
Okay, go over it and do it.
I'll start
Right?
from there.
Yeah, there you go. The opportunity is rising. You build your own opportunity. You create your own opportunity. If the opportunity didn't open up, go fucking do one. Right? Sabi nga nila, di ba? If there is no seat for you in the table, go build your own table. Right?
Yeah.
Go build your own seat, right? Go and pull the chair and have your own pink party, whatever. Right? So yeah, do that. Right? Okay, who else? Daya niyo ha. Dito kasama. Right? Who else? Okay, great. Any more questions, you guys? Anyone, you guys? Anyone? Guys? We have, oh, we're early. We have 30 more minutes, but we can end it earlier if you want. Or you can ask questions. Why don't you guys ask questions? All right, gusto niyo ba mag-breakout room? Gusto niyo ba mag-breakout room? Oh, sige, go. All right, so what I'm going to do, basta limiting views. That's true. All right, so what I'm going to how many of us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is 13. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna build, we have 30 minutes pa naman. I'm gonna open breakout rooms. You guys can discuss your ideas for your course curriculum or what business model are you gonna go for. Just bounce off ideas and maybe you are each other's market, ideal client also maybe, right? So go ahead and do that. I'm going to circle back to you guys maybe in 20 minutes. I'm going to guys give you like 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes. And I'm just going to go around. And yeah, so yeah, let me give you like a breakout room, you guys. Let participant choose. Okay, sign. Sino ba tayo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, maybe 4, 4, 8, 12. Okay, great. Open all rooms. Okay. See you guys in 20 minutes. 2, Hello, everybody. Is everybody here? Started from the bottom, now we're here. Right. Okay. I just really want to say that. Okay. So guys, okay, that's it. I had a very interesting talk with all of your groups. I noticed like pakonti tayo na para tayong Pinoy Big Brother. May naiimbik. The real strong woman. The last woman standing. No, anyway. So, okay, so there is an interesting question kanina, and I just wanted to end this on a good note, right? So the question was, what is the difference between a high-ticket offer in comparison to those people who's offering low offers, as yung competitions mo na naglo-low offer, and why should you actually go to a high-ticket offer, right? So, I just wanted to reiterate this, or at least the way that I think is like this. That's why I am in this space of the high ticket. I don't know if you, I mean, can you guys confirm it with me, or I'm just feeding my ego. Anyway, feed my ego. Anyway, go go go. Anyway, is there anyone in this entire freelancing and consulting space who has been very vocal about high ticket offers, and a woman? Do you know any woman in the Philippines who has been very vocal that you should be high ticket? Do you know anyone?
Yeah, I know someone from Amazon.
Yeah, sino to?
I forget the name, pero yung course niya is 14K and
14?
above. 14K.
1-4?
Yes, 140.
Amazon Nation.
Ah, 14K. Okay,
Amazon
no.
Nation natin.
That's not high ticket. High ticket is anything that is 250,000 and above. Or 1 million.
No, wala. Wala po.
That's just me. Nobody, right? So this is what I'm saying, right? So number one, high ticket offers is anything that is 3,000 and above, right? Now, all these high ticket offers, it gives you a program promise. A program promise is something that can 4x, 5, 10x. I mean, I've mentioned this, I'm just going to reiterate it, right? So it's all about the big program promise of giving you more of what you want. And my client has been getting that. It's an evidence, right? Danix here has closed 2 accounts, and yeah, they're high ticket already. And she's worried. I mean, she's not that. I mean, are you worry free? Anyway, she's she's living life, right? We have Arena, who's like, you know, getting her vacations, like getting more of what they want, right? Now the money is a tool. They're detaching themselves from the money. So that's something that I teach my mentees. Kish soon, right? So that's something that we work on. Number 2, right? In terms of your competition, if you see a competition who is offering $1,000, my question to you guys, are you going to sell also your offer 1,000 just because you saw a competition selling 1,000? Are you? Anyone? Yes, sir. Okay lang. No wrong and right. No right and wrong pa dito. Okay lang. Right? My answer to that is this, or my logic, or the way that I think here is that if I see someone who's selling $1,000 and helping a lot of people get $2,000, bakit ako makikipagsabayan sa taong na, alam mo yun, nagtuturo ng, you know, ng something and they were able to give that result? Most likely, those people who's been having this certain result is already looking for what's next. Right? It's what's next. Zara, are your clients foreigners or Pinoy? Everybody, everybody is Pinoy. All of my clients are Pinoy. I mean, Danix is Pinoy. Kish is Pinoy. Right? Even if I love her Indian, you know, genes. Right? They're all Pinoy.
Yeah, we were
right?
discussing kasi kanina. When you left, sabi ko, ay, hindi natin natanong kung Pinoy ba
Pinoy.
yung mga IT.
Pinoy, yeah. And I don't want to leave. I mean, I've been getting, you know, I had an Olympian, a 4-time Olympian from France was a client of mine. That's why I think this way maybe also. Because think like an athlete. That's where I got it from. Because she's so headstrong, guys. Olympian ba naman 4 times, diba? Representing France. Hello. Diba? Ano ba namang mindset meron siya? Very strong. Right? Pero, diba? But that's the thing, right? I didn't want to leave Philippines. So, that's my thing for you guys. Number 1, if you have a competition who is selling $1,000, right? Think again. Makikipagsabayan ka ba sa kanya just because meron siyang demand? Or are you going to think about how are you going to be strategic about that? I would rather be strategic and ask, okay, what's next for them? Right? Because if these people are already have been able to solve this certain problem, I'm sure there's another next level problem that needs to be solved. Now, what is that? Then go fill the gap. Right? Another thing, Why are you going to get yourself stuck in a mosh pit if you can actually be in the VIP room on air and naka-aircon ka pa and naka-lounge ka, right? I don't know with you guys, I'd rather go stay in a VIP room with an aircon. But if you guys want to be in a mosh pit, go stay in the chaos. I don't like chaos, right? So think about that as well. And then of course, the program promise. I always go back to the transformation and the program promise. Will you be able to give them ROI and ROR? I will keep on saying these over and over again because I truly believe that wealth should be in the hands of good, happy women, right? So it's something that I want you guys to think about. Again, there's no such a thing as surface level problems. There always be problems. The difference here is how do you get to solve them? You have your own formula. So whatever that formula is, go ahead and serve it, right? Okay? And here's the thing. Those people who pay more get to have more. Does that make sense? Right? Example is condominium. Why are you buying a freaking expensive condominium? Because you don't want to live in a small pond or in a small, a small rented room, right? You want to have a space of your own, right? So why settle for less, right? It's the same thing, right? So there you go. Any questions, you guys? And then let's leave now 1 minute. Promise, nag-over na tayo. Michelle, wow. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so my assignment to you guys, again, is go ahead and share the drafts of your courses. I will personally take a look at them. And also, you guys can be each other's coaches. Go feel free to ask questions, right? And ask as if you are the ideal client of each other, right? Help each other. Practice it already. I want you guys to get out of this entire 5 days with confidence that you can do the damn thing, right? And you guys are women who help each other, right? We are not enemies here, right? Parang nga tayo Pinoy Big Brother, may manay evic. Okay? Right? So, I hope that's it. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. For the VIPs, I'll see you guys at 6 to 7. Those of you who want to be part of the VIP so that we can hash more of what you guys was able to put into, just let me know. And we still have 4 more days of coaching calls anyway. That's 6 to 7. It's $97. So you guys can go ahead and join us. Konti lang kami doon. So medyo masaya pa kami. Right? So if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. And if you have any questions, last call. And then let's end na. Alright. How is today's thing? Okay lang kayo? Are you guys happy? Are you guys happy? Are you guys happy? Okay. Great. Nabasag ko ba yung mga limiting beliefs nyo na? Nabasag na ba? Sana basag na. Right? Alright, ang daya nyo, hindi kasama yun eh. Anyway, sige. So, that's it. And I really wanted to see your introductions inside the Facebook group. I haven't seen any. I mean, only few of you has done it. But please introduce yourself on the Facebook group. Participate, okay? Because I want to train you guys already. Alright? Alrighty. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Have a good night and love. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.